The Minister for Women, Katie Gallagher, will address the National Press Club in a bit over 1 hour from now, confirming the government's decision to include superannuation as part of the government-funded paid parental leave scheme. Someone that's been arguing for this for a long time is Georgie Dent, Executive Director of the Parenthood. Georgie, welcome. You must be delighted with the government's call on this.
Good morning. Yes, look, this is good policy, and it is a policy recommendation that the Parenthood has been making for a long time, alongside a range of women's organisations, superannuation funds themselves. This has been championed for a long time. It was one of the key recommendations that the Women's Economic Equality Task Force that was led by Sam Mostyn has made to government. So we are absolutely delighted to see this change come to fruition.
Are you disappointed it doesn't start until July 1 of next year?
Look, at the Parenthood, we are unashamedly ambitious and audacious on behalf of parents and carers, so we would always like things to happen as fast as possible. But we recognise that in this instance, making a payment into superannuation funds is slightly more complicated than just adding a 12% payment to how it already is paid. So we accept this time frame. We obviously always wish that good policy had been in place sooner rather than later. But given it's taken a lot of time and a lot of hard work to get to this point. And it's really significant in two ways, because we know that the payment of 12% on the paid parental leave scheme, which will be 24 weeks by 2025 when this comes into place, it amounts to about $2,500. Now, if that's invested into a superannuation account with average returns, in 30 years, that's going to look like, upwards of $20,000 or $25,000. So in terms of the difference that will make to in particular, a mother's retirement savings balance is significant. But the other reason that this policy announcement is big is because we are moving towards recognising that paid parental leave is a workplace entitlement. It's not welfare. We know that super has been paid on all other forms of leave. So it's been paid on annual leave, on sick leave, on personal leave. So this correction is really significant in terms of what it will do for the financial security of women in retirement, but also to what it signals to employers and employees about the significance and value of taking time out of paid work to raise children.
James Patterson, the Liberal frontbencher, likened this to welfare in the sense that it's not a full wage replacement, the PPL. It's a means-tested payment, and therefore we don't pay super on other welfare payments, was the argument he put this morning. But the Coalition is still open to the idea. What do you make of his response?
Look, it's very clearly established that paid parental leave is a workplace entitlement. It is different to welfare. Among OECD countries, the average length of paid parental leave that parents have access to is in excess of 50 weeks. So we know that families in Australia, that we lag the world in terms of what parents here in Australia have access to in terms of paid leave. Now, we are delighted to have a federal government that recognises that paid parental leave is not welfare. I think it's disappointing that for it to be couched in other terms. I think that is, it's sort of opportunistic, I think, to frame it in this way instead of recognising that this is a workplace entitlement. There is a really clear economic benefit that comes with this, and the evidence is really clear why governments and employers make this payment. And the reason is, for a government, the health returns alone, in terms of supporting parents in that first year of life, what happens to the mental health and physical health of mothers and babies is really significant. That's why paid parental leave was introduced in the first place. And I am really delighted that we are progressing in the way that we conceive and deliver this program to parents.
Certainly makes a lot of sense. Georgie Dent, Executive Director at the Parenthood. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Kieran.